Hi, welcome to this edition of Snow Tracks. It's great to have you along for the ride. On today's show, we have a two-part series on Cain's Quest, which has to be one of the toughest cross-country races in the wilderness of Labrador. Jeff Steenbaker's test rides the new Skidoo Blizzard 800, which has a host of new features. We also take Dave Fisher's 2006 F7 to Birch Point Cats for a tune-up. Oh, does this thing make more power? All of that and a whole lot more on today's Snow Tracks.
Snow Tracks is brought to you by Skidoo. There's nothing like it. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. Ontario Tourism. More miles, more months, less traffic.
Today we're on the Labrador Winter Trail System, some of the most remote groomed trails in the world. There's 1,500 kilometers of groomed trail and thousands of kilometers of off-trail riding. A loop would come through Quebec at Fairmont in the west and carry on through to L'Anse-Claire in the east. This is big land and the distances are huge, so it's always recommended to dress warmly, carry extra gas, and a sat phone. Labrador is a unique destination. It's strangely beautiful, peaceful, and serene. And oh yeah, all hell's about to break loose.
This is Cain's Quest. We're in Western Labrador. As a matter of fact, we're right at the start-finish line in Labrador City. This is a multi-day, 1,241-kilometer endurance race. Now, the interesting part is you've got 3 mandatory stopovers, a 6-hour, an 8-hour, and a 12-hour. The best part about this race, we've got some local guys that have got a great shot at winning the race.
Being a local guy, we figure the advantage to us would be knowing the area and the terrain a lot better. And how easy it is to get on one side of a mountain versus on the right trail when it comes to the intersections, which could throw you off course by 20 or 30 miles.
Weather conditions aside, local knowledge is just one of the factors that could influence the outcome of this race. Age, physical conditioning, and experience will play significantly.
Both myself and Roland are in the Air Force. I'm an avionics technician and Roland is an aviation technician. I think it's yet to be seen how much of our training is actually going to come to play. We'll find out, I guess, and we'll let you know.
And in the rainy patch too?
Yeah. This is a race out in the bush with unknown conditions. We have ground search teams following the racers or in around the racing for them. But if something happens, then they're obligated to put up probably a night or maybe even a couple of nights in the bush. We're insisting that they have all good quality stuff: Arctic sleeping bag, change of dry clothing, Arctic clothing, which would be their snowmobile suit, snowmobile boots, first aid kit in case something happens. This is off trail and it is in the country, so the potential is there. A GPS system with extra batteries, hatchet or saw, matches, Arctic stove. Propane is no good up this way. We need white gas, butane, something that will keep up the temperatures. And bivy bag or hint. Obviously, most are going with bivy bags and insufficient food for 2 days. And we're also checking the condition of the snowmobile.
There are 15 teams, 30 riders, all competing for their share of the glory and the $20,000 purse. We'll be back with the start of the race a little later in the show. These 15 teams will be traversing some of the most rugged and challenging terrain. They'll be running 24 hours a day, and at any time, a sudden storm could alter the course of events, turning travel treacherous and grounding the teams to a halt, possibly for days.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
The start order for Cain's Quest is determined by random draw. The riders will depart at 2-minute intervals.
The first team out of the box was number 17, hometown heroes Shannon Strangemore and Dave Demarest.
I think the hardest part for the trip is going to be a mental challenge. having the want to go, even when it's dark, when conditions are bad, and consistency. No stopping and talking, just basically fuel up and go. And that's where the long hours came in with the GPS. We're open that day and night. No matter what conditions are, we can pull through.
The weather conditions, I would like for it to be probably a bit worse than what it is right now, because it might give us an advantage there because of knowing the country and terrain and everything.
Our strategy basically is we're light, our snowmobiles are light, and we're fast. And that's basically our strategy, and we're going to stick to that without getting too elaborate into it.
We did an inventory before we left yesterday there, and we found we have four knees, all of them bad. We're going to go slow. We're going to hope that the 30 people in front of us pack the trail for us. And with any luck, a lot of them will break down and get stuck in slush, and we can creep up the leaderboard.
As the last team disappears over the horizon and out of view, they are not entirely out of our sights. Creative use of some innovative technology is going to help us and the race fans keep track of the 15 teams and their progress over the next few days.
Essentially what we have here is a positioning tracking system. This is a device that houses a global positioning system and a Globalstar transmitter. It takes a positioning reading at a programmed interval and transmits that data over the Globalstar satellite network to a remote server. From there, a viewer can log on to the server using the internet and view where the racers have been, where they're going, get all kinds of information on the progress of the race. Should any of the riders lose their way on the course, obviously they're not following groomed trails. For safety purposes, we'll be able to find riders should they find themselves lost. But additionally, it allows a greater audience who can't be here in Labrador City to be part of the event.
Next week, the conclusion of Kane's quest. If you're still drinking alcohol while riding, I don't have to tell you it's against the law. Why not give it up until you get home? All of the people that we ride with have a zero tolerance towards alcohol in riding. From all of us here, thanks for taking the time to watch Snow Tracks Television.
Snow Tracks has been brought to you by Ontario Tourism. More miles, more months, less traffic. Triton Trailers, hitch up to quality. Heat Flex, heated windshield wipers. Arctic Cat, share our passion. For more on snowmobiling, visit our website, snowtrackstv.com.